What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So as you know, Uncle Tony took Project BottleRocket to the drag strip about a week and a half ago, something like that. And I'm just now getting around to making this video because I've been moving. Me and my family have moved one town over, got to get Casper home, yada yada yada, a lot of work. So I wanted to do this quick video talking about the potential of BottleRocket, whether it is hot or height, and how it gets there. But first and foremost, I want to talk about, you know, when you finally get to meet someone. Now, mind you, I've been following Tony's channel since he had probably 20,000 subscribers, I guess. Very early. I can't remember the exact number, but you know, the person that you see in his videos makes you wonder what kind of person he is in real life. And so I actually got to drive 1,007 miles to go to the drag strip, round trip, to see BottleRocket run and actually hang out with Tony, John Wilburn, Dallas Brown, Uncle Kathy, Uncle Crystal, and man, we had a great time. And let me tell you, those guys didn't disappoint. They are exactly the same people as what you see in the videos. You know, there's no putting on airs for the camera, none of that. So let's get into the nuts and bolts about BottleRocket and go from there. Even though the car didn't do what we wanted it to do, we did get some useful data out of it. And since then, the video going up, I noticed a lot of trolls and this and that saying that that car won't run. Well, today we're going to talk about why I have so much confidence in that car. What's going on, everybody? So we're down here in Alabama for the 318 Fest. As you can see, Tony's in line, getting ready to make the first run of the day. So we're going to make a baseline on motor, pretty soft. Then we're going to make another run to back it up, and then we're going to start the fun with the Nitrous. Idea of what this 318 is making for power, we have to go back to one of Tony's earlier videos, which he disintegrated the clutch. The clutch slipped the entire time, making it sound like it was a worn-out automatic. But when it got down to the end of the run, the first thing I noticed was what popped up on the scoreboards. It ran at 886 at 77 miles an hour. And I know from my own experience with the slipping clutch that that would have been about 81 to 83 miles per hour. So the 318 is doing what it should. You know, there's a lot of naysayers out there about BottleRocket, saying that it won't run 10s and this and that. But I guarantee you this, if it was a Fox body Mustang with a 5-liter 302 in it, there would be no doubt whatsoever. You know why? Because it can be done. And when you look at the similarities between what Tony's car is, which is a B-body by the way, but the weight of it is pretty close to what a Fox body Mustang would weigh. 318 cubic inches, right? Not far from a 302. Having head flow that's not that great, 273 heads versus factory E7 heads, roller cams. And we know, I know for myself, that following Uncle Tony's 10-minute tune-up 20 years ago, that the recipe works. And you can take a stock Fox body Mustang and just put a little bit of time and effort into it, and you can get into the 12s in the quarter mile. And then once you crack that bottle open, guess what? You're knocking on the 10's door. So it's not a question of whether it can be done, because Mustang's proven that it could be done years ago. But everybody has doubt because this is a 318. So, you know, when it comes to my experience in doing this kind of stuff, people don't understand. I've been drag racing for nearly 30 years. I've been a former NHRA tech official. I'll show a picture of my tech card, or yeah, whatever you want to call that. The little doodad, it says that I was a tech inspector. So anyways, I've been around the track enough, and I'm going to show you in some of the videos of my old car, comparing the rear wheel horsepower, what it ran into eighth to what it ran into quarter. And so we're going to find out if BottleRocket is all hype or if it is actually hot. Back in the early 2000s, I bought a 1996 Mustang GT. While it had the non-desirable 2-valve 4.6, I transformed this car from a complete bone stock ride all the way into something that would run into the 10s in the quarter mile in a matter of a couple years. You can see that I did dyno testing on the chassis dyno each step of the way. Starting out with 182 horsepower at the rear tires, it went 972. And each change I made sure to see how much power it was making. All the way until we ran a 699 at 94 and did it with only 340 wheel horsepower. So it goes to show you that you don't have to have much power in order to go fast. So we got a good idea of what the Mustang ran, but what about my truck Casper? Completely different combination. 393 cubic inch Windsor in a 4,000 pound truck. Hardly a Mustang, right? Let's take a look at the ETs that it ran and the 60 foot that it obtained in doing so. Let's go back and watch one of those early videos. As you can see on this particular run, Casper ran a 169 in the 60 foot mark and ran a 748 in the 8th, which goes to show you that BottleRocket's 167 should have been capable of running a 745 to a 746 on its very first Nitrous pass, untuned. So that goes to show you the potential of BottleRocket and what could be had. You may be asking yourself, why did I show you the videos of my old car and Casper making trips down the track? The reason why is because the direct correlation between your incremental times, such as your 60 foot, 330, and 8th mile, and how it all translates in what the car is actually capable of. It doesn't matter what kind of car it is. If you have a certain 60 foot, that means that the possibility is there, granted that you don't miss a shift or have anything go wrong, to run a given number out the back door. You know, it's been my experience going through the stages, even with my 1970 Duster. I'll put a picture of it in there right now. When I was 14 years old, the correlation of numbers remained consistent no matter what car it is. And when I seen the potential of the mile per hour of what the 318 has on motor, it told me what the potential could be on 125 or 150 shot, because I have been there and done that. I have ran, you know, $6.99 in the 8th mile with only 340 wheel horsepower. A lot of people will say that's impossible, but it's not. And the reason why it's not impossible is I sorted that car out. And when I mean sorted out, when you go to the track, you're going to find all of the weak links. You're going to find the things that break. You're going to find the weak spots. That's just the facts of drag racing. And if you're getting into this for the first time, you know, don't get discouraged, because you're going to find those bumps in the road as you progress. It's just the way it works. And when the car can actually become repeatable, when BottleRocket can make a run and actually make a run to back that up, that car will be much faster than what it is right now. Because you have to remember, this car is untuned. He still doesn't know what it likes as far as the basics, you know, timing, air pressure, jetting in the carburetor, all of those little nuances that play a big part in it. And you got to remember that you're making small changes that add up to be a lot over time. So I have the utmost optimism for what BottleRocket is capable of based off of what we've seen in Alabama. The car went a 167 60 foot without even breaking a sweat. It wasn't being sprayed for the entire 60 foot. So I know that that car will be in the 150s once everything is sorted out. And then from there, it's the matter of hitting each gear, getting it in gear, and making it the full pass. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this little video about my experience at the drag strip and how I relate it to what BottleRocket's actually going to run, because I believe it's going to surprise a lot of people. And I can't wait to get back to the track to hang out with those guys again, because we really did have a good time, even though the car didn't do what we wanted it to. So until next time, this is Andy from Unity Motorsports Garage. I'll catch you later.